Welcome to Dumb Guys. This is our 2017 Fantasy Baseball waiver wire video. We're right in the middle of week 3, and we got some guys here that you could pick up to fill some holes in your team.
That's right. We're here just to kind of check in on you at this point, maybe fix some problems on your roster. I think for the most part, we've given some pretty good advice. So if you followed us,
we've given some awesome advice.
Yeah, so if you followed us, you should be doing all right. But of course, no team's perfect. So let's try to tinker with it and get your team up to first place.
And you can always plug some guys in to help you out from one week to the next. And here are some guys that we've either picked up or we've been eyeing. And so why don't you get us started?
Well, I kind of picked a bad guy because my problem is name pronunciation.
Ah, right.
So this is a Tampa Bay outfielder.
Uh-huh.
He's 20% owned. Now I'm going to try the name. It's Kevin Kiermaier. It's Kiermaier.
Are you sure there's not another R in there? I thought it was Cramier.
I cut and paste.
Oh, well.
So Yahoo spelled it wrong.
I don't blame you. I blame Yahoo.
Yeah, so Yahoo's... But anyway, look him up. He's 27% owned in Yahoo leagues. And last year, kind of in a sample size, a little over 100 games, he had about 12 home runs and over 20 steals. Mm-hmm. And he's off to a good start already this year.
I think I picked him up last year off the waiver wires at the end of the year.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. And he's got 4 stolen bases to start already. He's a good batting average guy. So if you're going into a matchup and it's like, I need to win stolen bases and I don't have him on my team, grab this guy up, stick him in. He could get that stat for you.
He could, yeah. And right now, I think Tampa Bay's playing pretty well. Mm-hmm. So they're scoring a lot of runs. I think the past couple of days, they've scored like 18 runs.
Yeah.
So he could be a good source of runs. He could be a good source of RBIs and the source of stolen bases.
Yeah, got a little bit of pop too.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, a guy on my list now. He's owned a little bit more now because I think people are realizing that he's kind of bouncing back. That's Gio Gonzalez. He's 77% owned in Yahoo leagues. But when I picked him up last week, I think he was way less owned than that. But what he's done so far, he's only got 1 win, but he's got a 1.33 ERA. He's got 15 strikeouts through 20 innings. I picked him up last week. He was a 2-start starter last week, and he filled in pretty nicely for me. Mm-hmm. And I think he could bounce back to some of his younger years when he was a sub-3 ERA guy. He won 20 games. Yeah. He had a blip last year where his ERA jumped over 4, but he's been a perennial mid-3s, and he's got a few years where he dipped under 3.
I've had him on my team in the past, and even in that sub-year, I believe I had him for a while, he had some hot streaks. Mm-hmm. So watch him closely. He looks like he's in a hot streak right now, so it's a good time to get him.
Yeah, he's also a career 8, almost 9 strikeouts per 9 inning, and he's playing for a good team. I mean, the Nationals are going to win some games.
Harper's a hot, and my next guy's on the Nationals.
Oh, there you go.
How about that tie-in?
Right, I got that on purpose.
Yes, I got Ryan Zimmerman. He's a 54% owned. I think a lot of people are hesitant right now because he hit like 218 last year.
Yeah.
But he's still fairly young. I think he's right around 32, so around in there. So it's not like he could be like declining to retiring. He's had some injuries hold him back. He's always been a talented guy. 2010, 2009, he had some amazing years.
Yes, absolutely.
And then he's had some injury problems. And typically when a guy's hurt on either side of that injury, he's kind of bad as well. It takes a while to get his timing back and everything. So if he stays injury-free, he could be a great pickup. But he's a good one if you need a hot hitter right now. For next week. He's hitting good really well right now, so get that cold guy out of your starting lineup, stick in this hot hitter.
Right. And where's he eligible? Is he's
only first base right now.
He used to be a third baseman, and I'm not going to lie, he disappointed me in the past. I picked him up in my fantasy drafts probably somewhere around like 2011 or 2012 when he was declining due to those injuries. But this is a guy with a lot of talent, and if he's healthy, he can really come back and he could do a lot of damage. So I think he's great. He's batting behind Harper, right? I believe. So if Harper's getting on base, he's going to be knocking him in. Yeah. Got a lot of opportunities.
I mean, they also have Rendon and Daniel Murphy in that lineup,
and Eaton, who's on my team.
Yes.
And so good pick. I like that. I was actually eyeing him on the waivers before. I picked up some other guys instead. Yeah. But
well, he's still available in our league, so the next person that picks him up, we'll take credit for it.
Yes, we will. Okay, next guy on my list, another pitcher that I picked up, and another guy who's off to a great start. He's got it's Mike Leake. He's 68% owned in Yahoo League, so again, a little bit more owned. When I picked him up last week, I don't think he was that owned. I think people just saw me do it, and they're like following. They're flocking.
Yeah.
But he's got 2 wins. He's got a .4 ERA, a .84 WHIP, 14 strikeouts through 21 innings. It's just a great start, playing for the Cardinals, another decent team who probably need a closer.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good insert into starting pitching. And I've got him in. I sat Tanaka because Tanaka got off to a rough start. Now I think Tanaka's going to bounce back, and eventually who knows what Leake's going to do. But right now he's filling a hole in my pitching rotation that I really needed. And right now I'm winning in pitching.
Yes. And I like these type of pitchers because they get overlooked by a lot of other people because of the strikeout rate.
Yep.
But what I do is I wait for them to have a 2-start week, and they'll match anybody's strikeouts because they have 2 starts.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And he's a good control pitcher. I know he was on the Giants for a little bit. He was a trade deadline type deal one year. We actually saw him. We both went to an Angels game.
That's right.
He pitched on the Cardinals against the Angels.
You said that. I forgot. I still don't remember.
So, yeah, good pickup. And you know what? Another great tie-in. Because you just mentioned Cardinals closers.
Wow.
I've got Trevor Rosenthal. He's only 31% owned, and the Cardinals closer right now is just tanking. He's got an ERA over 8. This guy throws over 100 miles an hour. He's pitched only 3 innings and has 7 strikeouts. And they just used him to get a save.
That's right.
I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. So I think Mike Matheny, their manager, is kind of looking at it going, maybe I should give Trevor Rosenthal the closer job. And if he gets it, I think he'll take it and run.
Yeah. So I actually just read up on him today as well, and what I read was they're testing the waters with him. They're not ready to give up on O, but that means that you can get this guy for a discount. Nobody's looking at him. Stash him, and if he does take over that closer role, he could be the guy that wins you saves every week.
Yeah, and see, like Ryan Zimmerman my last pick could help you now. This is a guy you stash and could help you finish your season strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
All right.
Do we have another good tie-in or not?
Well, no, we're not going to tie anything in here.
Oh, dang it.
What we're going to do, though, is we're going to talk about the Yankees, because the Yankees, man, they're doing good right now. And with that comes some hot hitters, obviously. And the guy that I'm talking about here is this guy is only owned in 7% of Yahoo leagues, and that's Aaron Hicks. I think he's kind of stealing some playing time, you mentioned, from Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner had an injury early on, head first headbutt with someone, so it gave Hicks an opportunity to get in the lineup. And what has he done since then? He's had 4 home runs. He's got a 1.222 OPS, and if he continues to hit like this, he is going to keep stealing playing time from Brett Gardner. He's going to be in that lineup, a new, invigorated Yankees lineup with a bunch of young guys, and I know they like Hicks there. They've been talking about him for the past couple of years, since I think they got him from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So he's a good opportunity. Stick him in your outfield while he's hot.
We have a weekly league. Guys like this can be very interesting in daily leagues.
Absolutely.
Because you hold on to him. You see he's starting today, you stick him in.
Yep.
But weekly, watch that playing time. See how much he gets.
Yeah.
Sometimes it even works out for you because limited playing time can mean a high OPS. Because he's only facing pitchers he's got good history against, lefties, things like that. So sometimes that actually helps.
So you can come in, have a hot game, get a couple RBIs, a home run, keep that OPS high, and then you don't need to worry about 0 for 4s and 0 for 5s for the rest of the week.
All right, so my next guy is a pitcher, and we're going to be putting this.
He stole him from me.
I stole him from him. But it's Amir Garrett. He's 63% owned in Yahoo leagues. And we're going to put this video up on Sunday. So if you're looking for a pitcher to put in right away, this guy's 2 starts next week.
Yes.
And he's had 3 games, and they are his first 3 major league games, and he's been tearing it up. He's got a 1.80 ERA, 21 strikeouts in 19 innings so far. I believe he's got 2 wins out of his 3 starts. He was good in the minors last year. And it looks like he's one of those young guys that the major league hitters haven't figured out yet. And so you can grab him, stick him in right now, and just hope it takes a long time for the major leaguers to figure out how to hit him.
I mean, he might not be the answer for the whole season, but guys like this, they might not get figured out until maybe halfway through the season. So maybe their second half they slow down, they get tired because they don't pitch a lot of innings in the minors. But I can tell you, I was sitting at lunch today across the table from this guy. I had my phone out. I was going to pick him up. I couldn't decide who to drop, so I didn't do it. And what do you know?
I got him on my team.
He picked him up.
Yes, and I'll probably put him in next week for the 2 starts.
Yes, I really wanted those 2 starts.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna dwell on that too much. Moving on to another hot Yankee, and I mean, what can I do? I got to represent the jersey I'm wearing. So, talking about Yankees, and this is Chase Headley. He's owned in 58% of Yahoo leagues right now, and he is another guy who's off to a hot start. And I didn't write his stats down, but I think he's got 3 home runs. He's got over 1,000 OPS. And this guy is third base eligible.
I know he's a third baseman.
I think he's third base eligible, and I think he's got another base as well. He might be first base eligible. But again, you got to run with these guys while they're hot. So if you got a hole at third base, if your third baseman is slow to start the season, I know I've kind of moved my third baseman around a little bit, or even my second baseman. I think I put Carpenter on the bench, and I stuck Elvis Andrews in, who's been just tearing it up for me. But this is a guy who can step in and do the same thing. He can fill a hole for you in a week where your guys are slow, and then you can take him out and when your main guys heat up.
Well, there's been some third basemen with problems. Donaldson's hurt.
Donaldson's hurt, yeah.
I have Frazier on my team. He's been missing games with the flu. So if you have one of those guys, this might be your stopgap.
Right. Yep.
All right. So I've got another middle. Well, it's not a middle. Yours wasn't a middle infielder. Mine is. I've got Zach Cozart. Only 37% owned. He's off to a hot start. And I don't think it's probably not going to keep up all year because he's 31. Hasn't really shown this type of productivity before. He did have 16 home runs last year.
Yeah.
So he's got a little bit of pop.
That's decent pop.
Yeah. It's for a shortstop. And so,
Right.
and shortstop, if you got somebody that's not doing too hot, that can be a hard one to find somebody on the waiver wires for.
Yeah.
This was a deeper year than normal, but I think this is a good guy to try for a little bit to ride out his hot streak. And he's really good defensively. Now, you don't get points defensively for defense, but that lets you know he won't lose his starting job.
Yes, right. He's going to have playing time.
Yeah, he's going to have playing time because he's always right there in consideration for the Gold Glove. So the Reds are going to keep him in. He might even be trade bait, and who knows, he'll go to a contender with a great hitting stadium and take off.
Right, yeah.
So it's a good guy to grab and keep an eye on, stick him in while he's hot, let him fill a hole for you.
Yeah.
And so that fills shortstop. I was going to also throw in, if second base is what you need, maybe Starlin Castro. I saw him still sitting there available in our league. And he hit 20 home runs last year. And he's off to a good start again this year. And he's not owned very much.
Starlin Castro was my sleeper last year. And he did actually come out and have a great season.
Yeah, and I was going to throw in, if you have a batting average league, Joe Panic is somebody to consider. I think he's hitting about 312 right now.
Yeah.
And if you need second base and a batting average league. Ours is an OPS.
Yeah, for Cozart, it's actually interesting because I don't like to go to the Yahoo app and look at my scores. I like to go to like MLB.com and just look at the box scores and see how a guy's doing.
Yeah.
And so I'll just go through every game, and I've seen Cozart a lot.
Yeah.
Because I got a couple guys on the Reds, and I keep seeing him pop up, and for some reason I just thought he was drafted already.
Yeah.
But he's available, and he's killing it, so he's a good option to pick
batting
up.
400, and I think he has a home run and a steal so far.
Yeah.
So it's ride that hot streak.
Right, exactly. Well, the next guy and the last guy on my list is a guy that I don't even really know. I don't know who he is. And I'm going to be honest that we're a little out of character here. I was unorganized and unprepared for this, and this guy came prepared, which is unusual.
Yes.
So I was racing to the wire here to get guys on my list. So I don't even know what position he plays.
Jeez.
But it's Trey Mancini.
Let's see if I can help you
Let's
out.
see if you can help me out while I talk about him.
Talk about what you don't know about.
Yes, exactly. So what I did was I just spotted this guy. I noticed that he's only owned in 20% of leagues. He's got 4 home runs already. He's got 1,000 OPS, almost a 1,200 OPS. And I believe he even has a few stolen bases. I'm thinking he's a middle infielder.
Utility.
Oh, that's right, for the Orioles, right? That's right. He's a utility guy. So he's not. He doesn't have a lot.
He must be playing DH for them then.
He doesn't have a lot of availability, but the Orioles have a good hitting park. Here, look at me ad-libbing here. The Orioles got a good park for hitters. So I just noticed, again, play the hot hand. Go and look at your waiver wires. I think that's the essence here, is make sure you're looking at your waiver wires. Don't let those players linger that aren't performing for you right now. You obviously don't have to drop them, But take him out of your lineup for a week, put in a guy who's hot, and wait until your main player heats up a little bit, because it's going to work out for you better in the long run. Just like how I sat Tanaka, I also sat one of my closers. I'm going with 5 starting pitchers because I've got Bundy in my starting rotation, who's starting for the Orioles, but he's relief pitcher eligible. So I've got a 5th starter in that slot. He was a 2-start pitcher for me last week, and it paid off.
So what I saw of Mancini is he's the guy that did hit well in the minors. They're playing Trumbo more in the outfield to give this guy more of a chance to hit.
Nice.
And he played some left field games, so maybe he'll build up some
He'll get some outfield eligibility
soon.
So right now, stick him in your utility spot and see if this kid has a breakout year.
Yeah, and utilities right this time of year can be a moving target anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got some movement there waiting for JD Martinez to get off the table.
Well, it's so early in the season too. I mean, guys like this who don't have a lot of playing time yet haven't built up 10 games at one position to be eligible for that position. So.
Yeah, I'm always on the waiver wires because my strategy is to take pitching late. And so I've always done well there. Porcello was a waiver wire move for me last year. He won the Cy Young Award.
That's right.
So, keep your eye on that. Watch for those 2-start starters. Watch for those young guys. There's always those young guys that come through and the major leaguers can't figure out how to hit them yet because they got stuff that nobody's seen before.
Absolutely.
So keep up with it. It's not just the draft that wins your league. It's how you manage your team throughout.
Yes. You can't just draft and drop it. You have to pay attention. You have to make moves. You have to shift your lineup around. And we've got our ideas of what are good moves. What are your ideas of good moves? Put it in the comments. Let us know what guys you're picking up, who you're seeing, because we're giving you advice, but sometimes we could use your advice. I know I want to win my league.
Yes.
So I'll look into it.
Yeah. And also, coming soon is Dumb Guys Football.
That's right. Fantasy football.
The draft is about a week away, so we'll probably be getting a video up right about then of the early sleepers.
That's right.
Yeah,
early sleepers for fantasy football. This will be our first year of actually doing fantasy football, and I am going to. I'm actually going to San Francisco this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to get me a football jersey, maybe a football hat. So
I need to get something. Yeah.
I need some gear for our videos.
Yeah, I think I've got some Jerry Rice stuff. That was my guy. Unfortunately, he's retired and I can't pick him anymore. But I won fantasy football last year. I won it 3 times. For some reason, I've had more luck in fantasy football than baseball. So I'll see if I can pass that luck on to you.
To me?
Well, to those guys. I don't want you to have it because I play against you.
Right. All right. Yeah. So just make sure you keep tuning in. Subscribe to the Dumb Guys channel. Comment. Share this video. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
What am I forgetting?
I don't know. Hit subscribe. Share us with your friends.
Yeah. Click the like button. And, stay dope.
There you go. All right.
Dumb guys!